200 years ago today, the Erie Canal opened a passageway from New York to the Great Lakes. The canal was built to create a navigable water route from the Atlantic Ocean to the Midwestern US and took 8 years to construct the 36 locks, which overcame a total elevation differential of about 565 feet 118 m. At a time when there were only pack animals and no steamships or railways, water became a cost-effective shipping method that changed the Great Lakes region. Read more than 1,820 when built. The 363-mile 584 km canal was the second longest in the world after the Grand Canal in China. The area's peak year was 1,855, when 33,000 commercial shipments took place. It continued to be competitive with railroads until about 1982, when tolls were abolished. Commercial traffic declined heavily in the latter half of the 20th century due to competition from trucking via the newly developed interstate highway system and the 1974 opening of the larger St. Lawrence Seaway. The canal's last regularly scheduled hauler, the Day Peckinpah, ended service in 1974. Today, the Erie Canal is mainly used by recreational watercraft, with some long-distance boaters take the Erie as part of the Great Loop, a navigable circuit of the eastern United States using the Mississippi River, Gulf of Mexico, Atlantic Ocean, Great Lakes, and their associated canals. More good news on this date. The Football Association, the oldest football association in the world, was formed in London in 1863. Norway became independent from Sweden in 1880. The P2 then must have made its maiden flight in 1940 at the Norwich birthday of Pat Sajak, who was born to a Polish factory worker in Chicago and hosted the TV game show Wheel of Fortune for over 20 years and developed a line of puzzle books in 1934. Jordan became the second Arab country after Egypt to sign a peace accord with Israel, which ended 40 years before 1960. Birthday, William Collins, better known by his rather eternal moniker Bootsy. A bass guitar legend, Bootsy learned how to play in a band at the knees of James Brown before lending his funky bass playing to Funkadelic and Parliament. He's also had an extensive solo and collaborative career, influenced dozens of influential bassists who came after him, and lent his talents to about every form of media imaginable, from film to radio hosts inside video games. Bootsy Collins in the 90s. CC by SAR 3.0. Nika V's older brother Phelps was also part of the Pacemakers, James Brown's backup band, and Bootsy recalled those performances as really helping to cut his chops. He treated me like a son. And being out of a fatherless home, I needed that father figure, and he really played up to it. I mean, good lord. Every night after we played a show, he called us back to give us a lecture about how horrible we sounded. Effects James Brown voice, nah, not on it, son. I didn't hear the one. You didn't give me the one, he once recalled. Under the George Clinton Collective, Bootsy played bass guitar and added songwriting and some vocal work to the most influential P-Funk albums ever made. During those wild days, Bootsy personified himself into a number of alter egos. It started as a bass player from a deep space radio collective called the Mothership Connection out of the Chocolate Nebula and grew with his albums. By the 1930s, Bootsy called himself Casper the Holy Ghost, as well as the action digger Bootsilla, the world's only rhinestone rockstar monster of a doll. 1950 then happy to pay their birthday to Aidan Kerry Elwes, the British actor who will forever be memorialised as stable hand-turned swashbuckler Wesley in The Princess Bride. Although a modest success at the box office, the film became a cult classic and is considered nearly perfect by numerous rating agencies. On the DVD's 2007 release, Elwes said in an interview that initially the studio didn't know how to market it. Was it an adventure, a fantasy, a comedy, a romance, a teens movie? In the end, they sold it as a kids' movie, and it largely had to rely on word of mouth. People tell me they still have their VHS copy that has been passed down from one generation to the next. Kerry Elwes in 2015. CC 2.0. Gabo T. Kerry Elwes is a descendant of a famous British Member of Parliament named John Elwes, who was the named inspiration for Ebenezer Scrooge from Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol from 1843. In the animated 2009 adaptation of the famous story, Elwes himself voiced 5 roles. 1963 happy birthday to Rita Wilson, the actress, singer, songwriter and producer who is married to Tom Hanks and who last year released a new Christmas song, Annette. All Margarita Ibrahimov. Her film appearances include Sleepless in Seattle, Now and Then, The Thing You Do. Hanks' directorial debut, Jingle All the Way, Runaway Bride, It's Complicated, and Larry Crowne also with Hanks. She also appeared in the TV series The Good Wife. Left 2019 Gage Skidmore, CC License Right. 2018 Jim Jordan, CC License. Wilson has performed on Broadway and produced several films, including the blockbuster indie movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding and She is Greek Orthodox herself. As a singer-songwriter, Wilson has released multiple albums, including the 2021 EP, Trilogy Roman 3. In April 2018, Wilson announced that she was diagnosed with breast cancer and had undergone a double mastectomy and reconstructive surgery. After a 1-month hiatus, she returned to Larry David's Broadway show Fish in the Dark, co-starring Jason Alexander. Watch her perform her song When in Gone through Me Apart 26 years ago today. Britain's House of Lords voted to end the right of hereditary votes in the upper chamber of Parliament. For centuries, the House of Lords had included several hundred members who inherited their seats. The House of Lords Act of 1932 removed such a right. When the Labour Party, led by Tony